Hey, how's it going? It's Kimmy Speaks. Today is Wednesday, January 27th, 2010. I apologize, you guys didn't see me yesterday. I had a late class, and Tuesday nights I have class from 6 to 9, so I didn't realize that by the time I got home it would be 10 o'clock, so I forgot, I totally forgot about that Tuesday class. So, what may end up happening is there may be a vlog on Tuesdays, but it'll come out earlier. We'll see how that works out throughout the semester. So I'm gonna try that next week. Alrighty, so I hope you guys have been having a good week. Today is Wednesday. We're almost through the end of the week. Hope you guys have still been praying for Haiti. They still need your prayers. And I hope you guys have been making donations if you can. I know a lot of you guys who watch my vlogs are actually in classes now, so I'm hoping that your classes are going well. Your semester started off well, and if it hasn't, started off well tomorrow. All right. Today was a good day. Today still is a good day. Had two classes, and in one of my classes, most specifically parables, really great class. I think I mentioned it in my last vlog on Monday. But on my way home, I started thinking about stories, and what I thought was this: there's someone in my life right now, and I'm pretty sure some of you have people in your lives who are in this particular part in their area right now. And the particular part in the area of life I'm talking about right now is in the area of storytelling. So right now I have a friend, and I have a couple of people that I know in my life, not just a friend, but a couple of people in my life, engaged in my life right now, kind of, sort of, but not really, who for a while have not engaged in the sharing of stories. And what I started to reflect upon is that stories are so important in our lives. It's so important in humanity, period. We encounter stories in mythology and folktale. We encounter stories in the Bible, which is true, God inspired, dual authorship, right? God inspired and human entrusted with the care of writing it, right? And so there's a dual authorship there. And so basically, story sharing is important. It's pivotal to our life as humans, whether it's written or oral. And so I started to think of that today, and what I kind of came to the conclusion of is and I might be wrong, but this is what I think right now. So if anybody has any comments or something they want to add, feel free. I'm always open to learning more, because life is about learning as well and experiencing. And so what I came to the conclusion of is, if someone is not engaged in the practice of storytelling, whether it's how their day went, how it didn't go, what they imagine, what they dream of, just the everyday of their lives, as the pilgrims will call it. You're eating, you're drinking, sitting down, all that stuff. That's in the scriptures as well. If someone isn't engaged in that, I feel like they're missing a big, huge chunk of themselves. And what I've gathered from that is if a person isn't sharing stories about themselves or whatever stuff they're going through, if they're not sharing good stuff and things of the heart, I feel like they're more prone to being depressed, in a sense. Because in sharing stories, what do we come up with? We come up with sorry about that. We get joy from that. We get comfort. We get confidence. We get communication. We get to kind of flesh out all the things that we went through during that day, during that week, during that time, during that hour. The things that stress us, we're able to release that in communication with others and be able to receive support for that, or prayer and different things. So I think that communication is very pivotal in humanity, period, and so that's kind of what I was thinking of today. Like, if someone isn't communicating, if someone isn't sharing a story about themselves, it's kind of like they're missing out on a joy, kind of, sort of, and it's hard for them to I'm going to come out and say this, it's kind of hard for them to fulfill their purpose and to know what their purpose is, or to even figure out what their purpose is if they're not engaging in communication with other people. And not just the communication of complaining, because there is a time to complain and there's a time to be joyous about things and talk about good things and talk about bad things. So there's a time for everything. But I just feel like communication and talking and storytelling, more specifically, is very pivotal in humanity. And that's what I was thinking. And so now, after that 5-minute ramble of what I was thinking about on my way home, sorry about that, here is the reading of the day. Oh, and leave a comment. All of you, whoever's watching it, leave a comment and play with the idea. Think of that idea. What do you feel about those things? But now, for the reading of the day. I left off in John 15, and the last verse I read was 17, and it was speaking of Jesus Christ no longer calling the disciples servants, but calling them friends. And that's a huge difference. Huge difference. And so I'm going to read John chapter 15, verses 8 through 27. So I'm going to finish out chapter 15. All right, and here's what it says. If the world hates you, be aware that it hated me before it hated you. If you belonged to the world would love you as its own. Because you do not belong to the world, but I have chosen you out of the world, therefore the world hates you. Remember the word that I said to you. Servants are not greater than their master. If they persecuted me, they will persecute you. If they kept my word, they will keep yours also. But they will do all these things to you on account of my name, because they do not know him who sent me. If I had not come and spoken to them, they would not have sinned. But now they have no excuse for their sin. Whoever hates me hates my Father also. If I had not done among them the works that no one else did, let me read that again, I'm sorry about that. If I had not done among them the works that no one else did, they would not have sinned. But now they have seen and hated both me and my Father. It was to fulfill the word that is written in their law. They hated me without a cause. When the advocate comes, whom I will send to you from the Father, the Spirit of truth who comes from the Father, he will testify on my behalf. You also are to testify because you have been with me from the beginning. Now that was a deep, rich text. And actually what I'm going to do in my next vlog is I'm going to read that text over, but I'm going to read it in a different translation because it was very rich and very deep. And I think for the next sessions, the next two sessions, or the next 2 or 3 vlogs, I'm going to read those verses in different versions, because it's huge. If the world hates you, be aware that it hated me before it hated you. Wow. And important. I mean, I don't even have words. It's a lot, that comes with this text. Leave your comments, leave your favorite part of the verse, anything you're wrestling with, anything you figured out, anything you want to share, prayer requests, all of that, leave it down in the comment section. I surrender. And here it is. Let's take a listen. Wow, that is an amazing snippet of an amazing worship song. That's a good song. I surrender to you everything. Alrighty, you guys, this about wraps up vlog number 13. Lord willing, I will see you guys tomorrow.